what is happening, people of the internet? This is Nature coming at you with another video. So today I'm going to be talking about a little bit of Kingdom Hearts 3 as well as Final Fantasy 15. Final Fantasy 15 is going to have a Windows edition coming out on March 6th, which is the same day as the Royal Edition. And of course with the PC you have different requirements. Square Enix has actually announced the requirements for the Windows edition. So let's just check it out. As you can see right here, this is the minimum requirements for 720p 30 frames per second. The OS Windows 7, Windows 8.1, Windows 10 64-bit. The processor Intel Core i5 2500 3.3 GHz and above, AMD FX-6100 3.3 GHz and above. The memory will require 8 GB of RAM. Graphics NVIDIA GeForce GTX 760, NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1050, AMD Radeon R9 280, and the storage space will be 100 GB available space. That's just the minimum requirements actually. So that's something, but there's also the recommended one. The recommended requirements for 1080p 30 frames per second, OS Windows 7, Windows 8.1 and Windows 10 64-bit processor Intel Core i7 3770 3.4 GHz and above, AMD FX 8350 4.0 GHz and above. The memory will 16 gigs of RAM. Graphics NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1066 gigabytes VRAM, AMD Radeon RX 480, and the storage again 100 gigabytes available space. And for those 4K ultras, we got some for you. We got some. Alright, so this is the 4K HDR requirements for the 4K for 30 frames per second or 1440p for 60 frames per second. The OS Windows 10 64-bit Fall Creators Update processor Intel Core i7 7700 3.6 GHz or higher, AMD Ryzen 5 for 1600X, which is a 3.6 GHz or higher. Memory 16 gigabytes RAM. Graphics NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1080 Ti, and the storage 155 gigabytes available space. And that was the requirements for Final Fantasy 15 Windows Edition. Now let's dive straight into some Kingdom Hearts news. Yes, we have seen Riku's new design, and he looks a little bit like Noctis, and he has really shorter hair. But let's talk about his Keyblade. Yes, Square Enix has released some news screenshots of Riku and his Keyblade. Here we see it right here. So we cannot see the actual handle of the Keyblade, but we can see the blade of it. And to be honest, it kind of looks like a more modified version of Finra, and kind of like a actual key, like a real life key. But there's also another screenshot right here, and as you can see right here, we have a better view of the handle, the full Keyblade in fact. And yes, it does look from this angle a more modified version of Finra, and you can actually see the Mickey Mouse icon as the keychain right there. And here is where I compare it to the Finra, and here is the Finra alongside Riku's new Keyblade. They do look quite similar actually. The Finra looks like it was the more rougher version. Like this is a more, like Riku's new Keyblade is a more modified version of the Finra, because Finra actually looks like it's been through so many battles. And this Keyblade actually looks like it was refined and based off the Finra. Now actually I have no problem with the Finra, because the Finra actually looks pretty good. It is honestly my second favorite. Keyblade, my favorite Keyblade of all time has to be Oblivion. I don't know, there's something about Oblivion that's just amazing. But Riku's Keyblade looks like a car key. I mean, he looks like Noctis, that looks like the car key. Maybe there's a giant regalia somewhere, I don't know. Anyway guys, that is it for this video. Please do leave a like, helps me out a lot. Comment your thoughts. Do you think Noctis is Riku in disguise? Do you think that your PC can run Final Fantasy 15? Do you think Riku's Keyblade is a car key? Let me know in the comment section below. Share with friends, and most importantly, subscribe, become a fellow Lightning Bolt. And however guys, that is it for this video, and as always, this is the Lightning H8. Blaze out.